Hello. So I'm going to tell you a little bit about this. Esto es parte, estoy haciendo una sesión de, I'm going to close. Okay, now I think it's better. Ya el sonido está mejor. Vengo haciendo un bootcamp. El bootcamp de esta semana en la que estamos trabajando es el primer bootcamp que sacamos. Trabajamos Simple English para profesionales, enfocados solamente en profesionales que quieren aprender inglés, que quieren mejorar. So if you are one person that you think like, if you improve your English, you can get access to more opportunities, you can be free to speak, you can be free to do whatever you want, not whatever you need to. Si tú crees que eres un profesional que tiene ya una experiencia y que quieres hacer algo más grande, algo que quieras hacer, no que necesites hacer, este bootcamp es para ti. So today, we are in the second day. Hoy estamos en el día segundo. Probably you don't know, or I don't know, so you just need to register for the bootcamp if you want to participate. All the replays are in the platform. Todos los replays de las sesiones están en la plataforma. Today I did a live in Facebook, and now I'm doing here because I just want to go to different platforms and to see how it works. And probably here I find other people that probably you will benefit about this program. This is a free program. Este es un programa completamente gratis. No tienes que pagar nada, son 5 días, estamos hablando. So yesterday we spoke about the power of your voice. So how you can improve your voice, how you can just go out and start speaking. Ayer hablamos de cómo, del poder de la voz, de cómo podemos empoderarnos y empezar a hablar y de la importancia que tiene. And today I'm going to try to be short, to make a small live, a short live, but we are going to speak about mastering your time. Hoy vamos a hablar de cómo mejorar, cómo aprovechar el tiempo. El tiempo es de las cosas más valiosas que nosotros tenemos. So time is the most valuable things that we have. But we need to go and start about how can you start learning a language if you don't understand about linguistic? And you don't need to understand the term, you need to understand the system. Yo no quiero que entiendas, no necesito que entiendas en los términos cuando hablo de lingüística, pero sí de cómo va todo integrado. Cuando tú eres un adulto, when you are an adult, you just need to understand what is the system, because you already have a system in your mind. You already have a code in your mind. You just need to start thinking, okay, if I do this, if in Spanish I do this, that means like I can use this in English, or I need to switch, I need to do something different. Necesito que entiendas, o quiero que entiendas cómo funciona, no por los términos, sino porque realmente si tú entiendes, si tú vas a aprender a manejar un carro, seguramente cuando vas a hacer el examen te van a dar reglas, te van a enseñar cómo funciona el motor, el sonido, qué pasa cuando vas a hacer reversa. No solamente necesitas montarte en el carro y arrancar, necesitas saber un poco más para que cuando estés en apuros puedas desbararte, puedas ir en la carretera correcta, porque finalmente tienes otras personas alrededor. You have other people around. It's not only you. You just need to think about other people, if they can understand you, if you can communicate your message with them. Si tú te puedes comunicar con ellos. So, we're going to start speaking about 6 important topics. Hoy vamos a hablar de 6 cosas importantes. And I'm going to tell you, usually in all my videos, let me see, I'm thinking like, yeah. I just was trying to think if I have here the microphone on, because I don't want surprises. And 6 topics. Hoy vamos a hablar de 6 tópicos que son importantes. Te estaba contando que generalmente es en inglés y en español. Why? Because I have some students that they want to improve their English, but they want to understand everything. And according to the level, so for that reason, I try to use Spanish and English, so you can get it. But of course, the goal is Spanish people that they want to improve their English. La meta son personas que hablan español y que quieren mejorar su inglés. And it's not about only the English, it's about your goal, because you don't speak English because you want to speak English. It's because you want to use the English to do something. And I know that you have multiple things that you want to share with other people, okay? So, el primero, the first one, active vocabulary. And usually when I speak about, I relate everything with in the same way that one baby or one kid start developing the language. Yo generalmente comparo cómo el cerebro funciona comparado con el niño cuando está aprendiendo a hablar un idioma. So, the child, so they don't know anything. The first 2 months, they don't know anything. It's like their brain is empty, is ready. El cerebro del niño cuando nace, los 2 primeros meses, está virgen, está virgin, it's completely new, está completamente nuevo y está listo para que le empieces a dar estímulos para que empiece a desarrollarse. You need to stimulate the brain to start develop the systems and action and habits and knowledge and everything. So, ¿qué significa eso? We have like 7,000 languages in the world. So if people from different parts, they learn different languages, you can also learn different languages. It's nothing special. People are the same. We have the same muscle, the same articulation. We have the same brain, but we have some limited beliefs. So tenemos algunas creencias limitantes, pero en realidad tenemos las personas de Francia, las personas de Alemania, las personas de Sudáfrica, las personas de diferentes partes del mundo son iguales. Tienen las mismas articulaciones, tienen los mismos órganos. La única diferencia es que fueron acostumbrados a aprender de una manera o de otra. Lo primero que aprendió un niño, the first thing that the kid start learning is vocabulary, but not because someone is telling, hey, table. No, they start understanding sounds, phonetic. And that's the first thing that we want to talk about, the phonetic, about the active vocabulary. We have 2 types of vocabulary, the passive vocabulary and the active vocabulary. Passive vocabulary is everything that you listen. El vocabulario pasivo es cuando tú escuchas cuando las personas te hablan y tú vas entendiendo y tú dices, ok, pero al momento de hablarlo, resulta que no te salen las palabras. But when you are going to speak, sometimes you listen and you understand. But at the moment that you are going to speak, it's a little difficult for you. You said, but I know that this word. But what is the problem? That you never spoke about that word. So that's make everything more difficult. So eso va a hacer que todo sea un poco más difícil, porque si no lo has producido, si no lo has sacado. So when you are going to drive, you just need to start. And in the beginning, probably the car is going or go slow, or it's going to turn off. Cuando empiezas a manejar, pasan muchas cosas, pero poco a poco vas entrenando. You are going to train your brain, okay? And that's the goal. The first, active vocabulary. I'm talking about this because I want you to evaluate. Yo quiero hablar de esto porque yo quiero que tú evalúes cuáles son tus prioridades. What are your biggest priorities to start focus? So you need to focus in pronunciation, you need to focus in active vocabulary, you need to focus in comprehension, you need to focus in pronunciation, in grammar. So what kind of stuff? For that reason, I'm doing this. So today I'm talking about this. And I'm going to share one moment my screen. Okay, my screen. Okay. So if you see here, I'm sorry about this. Oh, sorry. Okay, here. I hope like you can see my screen. Espero que puedas ver mi screen. Este es 100, ¿no? Okay, this is 100, and here. Today we are speaking about, that was yesterday, before yesterday, today is the second. Oh, where is it? Okay, day 1, day 2. We are talking about this, mastering your time. If you see here, this is the clue. These are the linguistic, the 6 ways, the 6 parts of the linguistic. Here, I'm talking about grammar, comprehension, speaking time, active vocabulary, confidence, mindset, that the goal is like you are going to figure here, what is the main point? So in what level are you right now? ¿En qué nivel estás en este momento? Es lo que quiero que averigües. I have a self-assessment. Yo tengo una autoevaluación que si eres parte del challenge, del bootcamp, y tienes acceso a la plataforma, seguramente puedes bajar la autoevaluación. ¿Para qué? Para que revises las preguntas, las contestes y llenes acá si está en 1, si está en 2, si está en 3. De acuerdo al punto en el que estés acá, vas a mirar qué es lo que quieres trabajar, qué es lo que más te conviene. Yo lo que te voy a hacer explicar hoy es cuáles son esos puntos que son importantes para ti, para que tengas en cuenta. Okay, so that's the main point. So we start with active vocabulary. Then, so the kid, el niño empieza a escuchar. So the kid starts listening, but he starts listening sounds and he starts pronouncing sounds like ma, da, ta, ti. So esos son los sonidos according to the language, but in reality, when they call mom, it's ma, 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 pa, 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 da, 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 okay? It's that kind of sound. Esos son los sonidos que el niño empieza a producir. Cuando el niño se vuelve ya familiar con esos sonidos, empieza a añadir otros, ¿ok? La ventaja que tú tienes como adulto es que tú ya tienes el vocabulario, tú ya tienes el código, ya hay unos sonidos que para ti son claros y que tú sabes cómo modulas, pero no todos. Por eso es que es bueno hacer ejercicios, por eso es bueno tocarse la cara, hacer ejercicios con la lengua, with the tongue, using your tongue. Do some exercise that you be conscious about all the muscles that you have in your mouth, in your cheeks, ¿ok? Por eso es tan importante. So, de todo lo que te voy a hablar, piensa cómo fortalecerlo si ya has hecho la evaluación y dices, sí, yo necesito enfocarme en la gramática, yo necesito enfocarme en la comprensión. So, utiliza esas herramientas para que puedas enfocarte en qué es lo que vas a estudiar. Se trata de aprender a aprender, no se trata de repetir, it's not about repetition, it's not about repeat some words if you don't understand what is the system. It's not about to say, okay, I'm going to drive the car, but if you don't sit in the car, so that would be very difficult, okay? So it's the same with the language, it's the same with whatever thing you want to study or to learn, you just need to practice. Okay, that's the first, active vocabulary. The second one, so the kid with the active vocabulary, they are, cada vez que el niño va escuchando, every time that the kid is listening, he's learning, he's stimulating their brain. Then, confidence and mindset. The kid, they don't have fear, they don't care what people think about them. Los niños no les importa lo que ellos piensan. And also, people around the kids, they don't think, oh, he's very dumb. He will never talk. He will never. No, people have their patience with them. Las personas tienen la paciencia con los niños. Las personas no piensan, ese niño definitivamente, ese no nació para hablar. ¿Y qué pasa? Que nosotros los adultos a veces sí pensamos en eso. En vez de seguir dándole, seguir trabajando, seguir estudiando, decimos, no, 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 eso no es para mí. Of course, learn English is for you because you need it. You need that. You need to start speaking. But you just need to be patient. And you just need to grow your mindset, to improve how you believe in you, in yourself. So what kind of people you want to have around of you to help you, to support you. Could be one. And I'm sure that you are going to find some. Estoy segura que vas a encontrar. Puede ser una persona, pueden ser 20. At home, probably you have someone that speaks English. Tú en la casa seguramente tienes alguien que habla inglés. In your job, probably you have some people that they speak. So outside, if you go to the church and you go to the English mass, if you go to places that you can practice, that you can listen, but just find the way. Don't tell me all English because I don't have nobody to talk. So if you don't have right now, just find the way. Si tú no tienes una persona, búscala, porque estoy segurísima que hay personas que van a querer hablar contigo. So that's talking about confidence and mindset. That's very important. In whatever you want to do, it's important to keep that, to keep your self-esteem high, to keep your confidence high. Tú necesitas mantener tu autoestima arriba, mantener tu confianza, creer en ti. ¿Para qué? Para tener ganas de seguir aprendiendo, de seguir estudiando, de seguir dándole. The third one is speaking time. And when I'm saying about speaking time, it's not necessary, what do you say? Because cuando hablo de speaking time, no necesariamente tiene que ser de lo que dices. I'm talking about here in this topic about if you work or if you want to work, sending emails, sending reports, sending something, writing. So that means like you need to focus in writing. That means that you don't need to focus in speaking. But I really believe like if you live in a country that people speak English, or if your goal is to get a job in English, if your goal is to speak English for some reason, you will need to practice your speaking. It's very, very important, and probably the first skill that you are going to develop. So that and the listening, because es muy importante que tú empieces a desarrollar cómo hablas, pero también depende si tu trabajo es escribir, hacer reportes, obviamente vas a necesitar desarrollar ese skill y trabajar mucho en lo que tienes que decir, en la manera como lo dices, en cómo lo escribes. And right now we have multiple resources. So right now everybody's speaking about the IA, artificial intelligence. Okay, so you know what I'm talking about. So es una super herramienta. It's a really nice tool. But also don't forget that you need to communicate. You are a human being and you need to use that information in the best way. So you need to filter that here so you can speak with your heart. Es importante, todo este tema de la inteligencia artificial es súper importante porque te está llevando a acceder a mundos que antes no conocías, pero necesitas hacer un filtro, necesitas coger lo que puedas de esa información, pasarlo por acá antes de sacarlo. Porque lo más importante de los mensajes es cómo te comunicas, y esa es una inteligencia que definitivamente ellos no tienen, las computadoras no tienen, la inteligencia emocional. The emotional intelligence is very important also, and that's when you create bonds, that's when you create something special around you. So speaking time is very, very important. Find a way to speak with someone, find a way to find resources to improve your writing according to what you need to do. De acuerdo a lo que necesitas hacer, busca las herramientas para poder estar practicando. That's the first base. Esas son las más importantes. If you are in a basic levels, in my opinion, you need to focus on that. That doesn't mean that you are not that you are not spending time or improving your pronunciation, your grammar, your comprehension. Yes, you are going to do that, but first, the first priority for you is active vocabulary, mindset, and try to find speaking time, okay? Now, pronunciation. Pronunciation is very important. La pronunciación es supremamente importante. So, and for this, I want to inspire you to find the differences between Spanish and English. Trata de encontrar las similitudes entre el inglés y el español. ¿Para qué? Para que te ayudes y te apoyes para poder sacar lo mejor de los dos. Si tú entiendes el sistema, si tú entiendes cómo funciona, vas a poder arreglar. Si tú entiendes cómo funciona el sistema de una batidora y se te daña la batidora, tú la vas a poder abrir y mirar qué es lo que está dañado y arreglarla. Pero si no entiendes, te vas a volver un 8. So pronunciation, we have something that is the IPA. The IPA is the International Phonetical Alphabet. El IPA es el alfabeto internacional fonético, el alfabeto fonético internacional. And that's really helpful if you learn how to use. And I would suggest you start with one or with two letters, because that will help you with whatever language you would like to learn. Con cualquier lenguaje, cualquier idioma que tú quieras aprender, si te aprendes, así sea 1, 2 y poco a poco vas aprendiendo más, eso te va a ayudar muchísimo para que la pronunciación sea buena. You cannot pronounce something that you didn't hear before. Tú no sabes cómo pronunciar una palabra que no has escuchado antes. But if for some reason you are just reading and you want to pronounce and you don't know how, use the dictionary. Pero si a veces estás leyendo y necesitas utilizar una palabra, o sea, cuando la estás leyendo en voz alta y no sabes cómo, utiliza el diccionario. Si nunca la has escuchado, trata de ver cómo la puedes escuchar. And when I'm saying like try, when I said like try to use, try to listen first, use website like English, Google. We have some websites now that are free and you just type some words and you can see, but don't try to listen only the word solo. No trates de utilizar solamente la palabra solita, porque es diferente cuando tú pronuncias una palabra despacio a cuando la pronuncias en combinación. So try to do it like combine some words, like especially if you are a beginner, just try to make some sentences, small sentences, but learn the word in a sentence. That's talking about pronunciation. Grammar. I suggest to learn grammar. Okay. In the beginning, you will need to learn the basic grammar. You will need to learn about verbs, pronouns, connectors. Yes, but I don't want you to go deep on that. Only when you have your English level will be intermediate or high, because I don't want to focus. So if you are a kid, so the children, they don't at school, when they go to school, so they don't learn about grammar. They don't learn to read or to write even. So cuando estás cuando eres pequeño, tú no aprendes con vocabulario, significa, no aprendes con gramática, tú no aprendes con leyendo, tú no aprendes escribiendo, a ti te leen y tú repites. That's the goal. Someone read for you and you can just speak and listen. That's in the beginning. That's the beginning of the process. So, but grammar, yes. Grammar, the basic of grammar is who did and what did they do. That's it. So, and that's the main goal in the beginning. Then you will learn. Like, for example, so the little child, they learn, el niño pequeño, he learned first, went. Oh, I went to the park. I went to the park yesterday, okay? And then, y después empieza a aprenderse que los verbos terminan en ed. Entonces empieza a escuchar said, played, drive, no. So, verbos que terminan en ed. Entonces de repente empieza a cambiar y de pronto dice, oh, he goat. Entonces, goat es la manera como él está aprendiendo, que es un verbo irregular, que el otro era un verbo irregular, pero empieza a aprender patrones. So, that means like that the kids start learning patterns, okay? And the exceptions. But in the beginning, the first thing that he learned was like he went to the park. And then every time that he's learning regular verbs, so he knows that regular verbs in past tense just have wanted. I wanted to do this, okay? And that's the way that we are going to move around the language. Esa es la mejor manera para empezar a mejorar el idioma. And the last one is comprehension. Y el último es comprensión. Why it's so important? Because that's relevant. So every time that you are in a conversation or you are reading a book or you are watching a movie, you just need to qualify. So what is the message? What is the thing that you want to learn? And cuando el último es la comprensión, que es supremamente importante y relevante porque es cuando tú estás hablando con alguien, puede que no le entiendas todo, pero necesitas entender el contexto, necesitas saber de qué te están hablando. How you can improve that? First, you need to be prepared. So when you go to a party or when you go to some events, you need to be prepared. So we are going to talk about what? It's a car event. It's a boat event. It's a Christmas event. So what kind of event is this? It's a family. It's a, I don't know. So whatever, you need to be prepared. So because you know what are the vocabulary that you are going to speak. Cuando tú vas a tener una conversación con alguien o vas a un evento, necesitas estar preparado. Es supremamente relevante saber cuál es el topic, porque así puede que se te olviden, puede que no sepas ciertas cosas, pero como sabes de lo que te están hablando, vas a poder coger diferentes partes y de eso te vas a agarrar y vas a entender la conversación y vas a poder comunicarte con la otra persona. So, too much information, probably, too many topics, too many things, but I think each one of them are very important. It's not just take the car and just drive. You just need to know the parts of the car before you start driving. Realmente pienso que necesitas, antes de empezar a manejar una bicicleta, un carro, un avión, necesitas conocer las partes y después no es solamente montarte y empezar a manejarlo, porque eso te va a causar muchos accidentes y muchas veces ese tipo de accidentes te mata el idioma. So sometimes that kind of accident, if you have an accident because you just took the car and you just tried to drive because it was fun, so in that case, you are making a big mistake and sometimes you get so nervous and then you don't want to try again because you kill the process. And the idea is not that. The idea is like you don't need to you need to go slow, but you need to get rewards. Necesitas obtener algunas recompensas. The brain always needs awards. You need, and what are the awards? So, ¿cuáles son las recompensas que necesita el cerebro tener? Could be a smile. Could be that you spoke with someone and they understood you and they smile. Could be that you got the job. Puede ser que tú tuviste el trabajo. That's a really nice award. Could be that you give a really nice speech, like you did a wonderful presentation. Could be that you understood the movie. Puede ser que tú entendiste la película. Could be that you start singing the song, your favorite song. Son pequeños detalles. a little details that are going to help you to improve. Because remember, the English, you are learning English for some big reason. You are going to be the person that it's going to translate. Nobody's going to translate for you. I'm sure that you can do this. I just want to tell you that you can do that. You can do this. This is for you. And probably sometimes won't be easy. Algunas veces seguramente no va a ser difícil, vas a decir, oh my goodness. Pero lo importante es que no te rindas. And the most important thing is like, do every day. The same that you brush your teeth every day, probably 2 or 3 times per day, or probably only 1. But I'm sure that no less than 1 time per day. Estoy segura que no te lavas los dientes menos de una vez al día. ¿Por qué? Why? Because you know the consequence. And in the beginning was difficult because in the beginning, like your hand was too hard, too tough. But then you did it, and it's easy. Now you do fast, and so you don't need to think about that. The English will be the same. You won't need to think about the English, and we can switch like this. Like yesterday, we were talking about the switch code, and that's wonderful. Every time that you can switch between Spanish and English, and if you have other languages, you can do that. So you can use the same strategy to learn any language. So that's my goal tomorrow. So if you want to register for the bootcamp, you're very welcome to send me a message. I will try to post here the registration link. Voy a tratar de ponerte el link de la registración acá para que lo tengas. But all the replays are in the platform. The platform and the bootcamp is completely free. Este es un bootcamp que es completamente gratis. We have in the platforms, en la plataforma, si te registras, vas a recibir un correo donde vas a tener el nombre del usuario, your ID, your password, el password, y vas a tener acceso a los PDFs, a los replays y a toda la información que quizás te pueda beneficiar para mejorar el inglés, porque especialmente si vives en un lugar donde la gente habla en inglés, es importante que lo hables, porque estás acá para ser incluido, no excluido. Okay, so tomorrow, the day number 3 is about from passive to active conversation, because we want you to be active, to be inclusive. Okay, so that's it. That's for today. Thank you, and I love you guys.